नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ उत्तरवेद्यागह्यग्निश्चीयते प्रजाकामश्चिन्वीता प्राजापत्यो वां येषोऽग्निः प्राजापत्याः प्रजाः प्रजावान् भवति य एवं वेद पशुकामश्चिन्वीता संज्ञानं वा एतत् पशूनां यदापहं पशूनामेव संज्ञाने ग्निञ्चिनुते पशुमान् भवति य एवं वेद वृष्टिकामश्चिन्वीता आपो वै वृष्टिः पर्जन्यो वर्षुको भवति य एवं वेद आमयावीचिन्वीता आपो वै भेषजम् भेषजमेवास्मै करोति सर्वमायुरेति अभिचरगश्चिन्वीता वज्रो वा आपहं वज्रमेव भ्रातृव्येभ्यः प्रहरति शृणुत एनं तेजस्कामो यशस्कामः ब्रह्मवर्चसकामः स्वर्गकामश्चिन्वीता एतावद्वा अस्ति यावदेतत् यावदेवास्ति तदवरुन्धे तस्यैतद्व्रतं वर्षति न धावेत् वर्षति न धावेत् अमृतं वा आपहम् अमृतस्यानन्तरित्यै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Offering our collective love at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri 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 Satya Sai Baba Varu. May we all be together. May we all be nourished together. May we all work together with great vigor. May our studies illumine our intellects. May we not conflict or contradict with each other. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Last week we completed the 112th mantra in Aruna Prishna, which concludes the portion of various intents in doing this Arunaketaka Agni and worship, and the ultimate culmination after listing specific benefits like progeny, cattle, rain, all those kind of things. The scope expands to not only just material benefits, but physical vitality, glory of the character, the radiance from spiritual tapas, and the ultimate liberation, as we call in Swarga. Then there is declaration of the absolute, etavat vava asti. This is the totality of everything that exists. One says very beautifully, I keep giving you what you want or desire until you desire to ask me, Swami, what is it that you want to give me, not what I want to ask you. Why have you incarnated, Bhagavan? For what purpose have you taken this human form? Please tell me, what is it that you would like to give, not what I would like to ask. You get tired of asking for this and that, and at the end you have to get frustrated and say, I don't have anything to ask. Now you tell me, what is it that you want to give? And that doesn't happen in our lives. How does that happen? When you are young in India, you wanted to come to USA. And when you thought, I earned $50,000, I'll be so rich I can go back to India. What $50,000? 50,000 gone, 500,000 still there. Now you get some mortgage, you got stuck. Now you have to pay the mortgage, then you have to have kids. The kids have to have, now then you have to have green card, then you become a citizen, then you will make sure that your kids are educated, then they get married, and in the meantime, you would become a citizen. Therefore, you want to bring your parents, your brothers, your sisters, and now their life, what? Pashukamaschinveta, Vrishtikamaschinveta, Avicharagdischinveta. All this is going on. Entire life, 50,000 gone out of the window. 500,000, now you are in $3 million in debt. Where will you go? This is the life of an Indian in America, including this pleading guilty of this body and the self. But then at some point you will say, hey, I am done with all this stuff, this health, the wealth, the frame, the frame, all of this stuff. Then you don't need to perform, ask anything. Bhagavan comes and asks, Yera Nuguda letter Rayala. Arey, fellow, even you have to write a letter. Then he says, what? The thought that is mine, the thought that you have is my thought. And you are taking my thought, writing it a letter and giving back to me. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Stop writing letters. because there is nothing to ask. There is really nothing to ask other than Samastaloka Sukhna. And that is the oath one has to take. Tasyai tad vratam. Tasyai tad vratam. That is the oath. What is that oath? That the shower of God is coming down because you have prayed. नमो रुद्रेभ्यो ये पृथिव्यां ये एन्तरिक्षे ये दिवि एषावन्नं वातो वर्षमिषभस्तेभ्यो दश प्राचीर्दश दक्षिणा दश प्रतीचेर्दशोदीचेर्दशो. Now, what is this mantra? This Rudras that you are invoking every day as collective prayer is to bring food on earth, health in the atmosphere, and rain from up above. Varshatina dhavet. And in doing this work of God, as one of the Rudras, not one Rudra, millions of Rudras, Namo Rudrebhyo, Rudrebhyaha, multiple number of Rudras that are doing this service of giving food on earth, giving health. Giving food on earth is Grama Seva. Giving health in atmosphere are hospitals. And getting water to everybody is the water project. What is this Rudra mantra about? Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, not about some Rudra sitting in Himalayas or in Kailas. This Rudra is in action, not one Rudra. Namo Rudrebhyaha. And all those are working in all direction. Prachir Dasha, Dakshina Dasha, Pratichir Dasha, Udichir Disha, Urdhva Disha, all these directions there that are doing this work of Bhagavan as Rudras, doing this service. And when that happens, yes, when you do a yajna, rain will happen. It happens because that is the collective power of the mantra. Collective power. And therefore, what this mantra is saying, when such grace is flowing, sometimes you have to be holding on to that feet. No matter what happens, you cannot run away from that rain. I can talk literally, brothers and sisters, days about this, not 1 hour, days. And you literally do not have to be in so-called the physical presence of the divinity. If you truly believe that divinity exists everywhere and that he is working through all of us, you will experience this grace in and out. And then what happens? You never get tired. Only when you suffer from happiness, when the mind has nothing to do and complacence, and the mind is focused only on too much on this selfishness, it gets tired and exhausted. Note this. Selfish individuals will get immensely tired. Selflessness unleashes all the potential and the energy within you. Therefore, when such shower is happening, then Varsha, the shower of grace, is coming upon. Nadhavet, don't run away from it. Suddenly, in the middle of the project, you cannot say, oh, Swami, this project is not for me. Way too above my capacity, all of this stuff. Now I am running away. You don't run away. You hold on to it. Sometime for decades, you have to hold on to it. For decades, no matter whatever is the pressure that is coming from everywhere, Nadhavet, don't run away. Because the shower of grace is going to come. Before that, it is making sure that there is heat that is coming out as tapas. Asavai tapannapamayatanam. That asau, the one that is shining, will definitely cause this annihilation of the senses and make sure that this body, mind, and senses are experiencing this incredible heat. You hang on to that nadhavet and don't run away from it. Why? Amrutam va apaha. This love is this elixir of amrutam, and that amrutam, amrutasya anantarityai, amrutasya anantarityai. For that immortality's sake, do not go into separation from that. This is the oath. And then there are certain other oaths that this mantra is amazingly. Yes, Shalini, what's up? You can't hear me. Is everybody able to hear me, Sarah?
We can hear you.
Okay. Chandrasekhara, can you please chant after me, please? And you can bring up the script also. You are a co-host. Are you there? Is Chandrasekhar there? Okay. Please put F scale. Yes.
Paramana, yes.
Thank you. So this oath continues. Napsumutrapuri shankuryat.
Napsumutrapurishan kuryat. Napsumutrapurishan kuryat.
Nanishtivet.
Na nishtivet. Na nishtivet.
Is that a tha or a ta? Oh, it is a
Mahaprana.
tha. Okay, it's a Mahaprana. Is it a Mahaprana? Napsumutrapuri shankuryat. Nanishtivet. Let me check. Okay, I'll check on that later. Na vivasa. Okay, next one is na vivasanasnayat.
Na vivasanasnayat. Na vivasanasnayat.
Guhyo va eshognihi.
Guhyo va eshognihi. Guhyo va eshognihi.
Etasyagne ranati dahaya.
एतस्याग्ने रनतिदाहाय एतस्याग्ने रनतिदाहाय.
Let's pause there and chant this. But before that, I need to check if this mantra is Mahapurana or not. Okay, let's keep chanting. Om Napsumutrapuri Kuryat.
Om Napsumutrapurisham kuryat. Om Napsumutrapurisham kuryat.
Nanishtivet.
Nanishtivet. न निष्ठीवेत्
न विवसनस्ना न विवसनस्नायात्
ॐ न विवसनस्नायात् न विवसनस्नायात्
गृह्यो वा एषोऽग्निः
गुह्यो वा एषोऽग्निः गुह्यो वा एषोऽग्निः
एतस्याग्नेरनतिदाहाय
एतस्याग्नेरनतिदाहाय एतस्याग्नेरनतिदाहाय
Okay, Nishtivet is Mahapranavam. Om Napsumutrapurishan Kuryat Na Nishtivet Na Vivasanasnayat Gruhyo va eshognih etasyagnirnatidahaya.
ॐ नाप्सुमूत्रपु sorry ॐ नाप्सुमूत्रपुरीशं कुर्यात् न निष्ठीवेत् न विवसनस्नायात् गुह्यो वा एषोऽग्निः एतस्याग्नेरनतिदाहाय ॐ नाप्सुमूत्रपुरीशं कुर्यात् न निष्ठीवेत् न विवसनस्नायात् गुह्यो वा एषोऽग्निः एतस्याग्नेरनतिदाहाय.
This mantra is very beautiful because it gives, the previous one was spiritual, the previous mantra, Amritasyanantarityai, is about your own self and individual. And this next set of mantra is social responsibility. And what is this social responsibility? Na apsu mutrapurisham kuryat. Do not kuryat, do or discharge apsu, in these waters, none of your, no urine and fecal matters. What an amazing thing. Nanishtivet, do not even spit into the waters. Na vivasanasnayat, do not take a bath naked in the rivers. Why? Guhyah, hidden. Why indeed? Eshaha, this. Agni, there is fire. Etasya, of this fire. Anatidahaya, otherwise you will get burnt excessively. So what does this say? Na apsu mutra purisham kurya. One must not discharge urine or fecal matter into the waters, nor should one even spit into the rivers, into flowing waters or waters, period. And do not bathe naked in the rivers, because there is fire hidden in these waters. And if you do not observe these vows, the latent fire will destroy the seeker and consume them. There is a lot more to this than just very simply, I mean, just very simple literal meaning itself is very profound. Why it is so profound? When the Prime Minister of India, I don't know how many years ago, said, Swachh Bharat, everybody laughed at him. What this fellow is talking about, Swachh Bharat? Cleaning the India? Cleaning India is a big project. Shouldn't there be some big visions, 2030, some gold will shower in India? We'll take this to that and all of that. Amazing vision should be like corporate visions and goals. He did not say any of that stuff. He becomes Prime Minister and says, Swachh Bharat. Keep India clean. Now you look back, and then you ask the question, how significant, how profound, how important that is for a country like India. Because, these Western media, they only show one thing, part of India. Whenever they show CNN and all these guys, they'll take you to Bombay slums or some Calcutta slums, show how dirty it is, how filthy it is, how poor they are, how this they are. That's all the focus is. And then they say, such country like India, shouldn't they be not using milk for feeding these children rather than bathing lingas? All this stuff. I'm not saying that it is incorrect, etc. Yes, India has come a long way. Not garibi hatao. First, clean up the damn place. Clean up the damn place. When I visited this Kumbh Mela in 2025 January, I was astonished. There were 1 million porta potties just in one place. 1 million porta potties. And with so many, literally millions of people coming and taking bath in these holy waters, astonishingly, it's the largest human gathering probably in this last century that ever happened. What an incredible power of that statement is, keep it clean, do not pollute waters, do not, because water is the most sacred thing, and this sacred thing has to be maintained. I was so disturbed actually looking at Shipra River, and this mantra is talking very simply social responsibility. Of course, I can give spiritual interpretation and then feel happy, but let's not go into spiritual discussion about this topic at all. Let's take it word by word. Take it word by word and practice it, not just in India. If you are a lover of God, you should respect the cleanliness of your waters, cleanliness of the earth, cleanliness of the air you breathe, and cleanliness of the fire that you maintain. Fire doesn't require cleanliness. That's why fire is used as the main thing for offering sacred oblations, because so far man has not figured out how to pollute fire. That time also will come. It is 100% going to come, because they require a lot of energy now to sustain all this artificial intelligence and to build all these data centers and all of that stuff. That knowingly or unknowingly causes disturbance in the entire space that we are occupying inadvertently. I was wondering why Bhagavan chose that Virginia as the place to do this SSS. Then somebody told me that I was driving, while I was driving, I was being told by people around, just 5-mile radius of this temple that where we are going to do. Enormous number of data centers. 80% of world's data flows through a 5 square kilometer place called Ashburn and Sterling in Virginia. And I'm not kidding. Just go do your ChatGPT search. So the time of human greed has gone to such an extent that it will pollute even fire. It has already polluted 3 of the main elements, and it is going to pollute 2 more elements, the fire and the space. Space is going to be polluted. What is space? Space is the place in which you store everything. Data storage. And my humble request to all of us on this forum of at least trying to be spiritual is clean up your damn spaces. Don't clutter your iPhones and all of this with unnecessary data of you eating at a restaurant and drinking at some bar and all this nonsense. The videos, everything that we are cluttering. Clean up all that. Do not pay for extra storage. Why? Because you have to carry that data for the next lifetimes of yours. Your phone will be dead, but your data is still alive. Who is maintaining all that data? What is the purpose of all of that data? Do not pollute waters. Do not put your garbage into waters. Let us not put our garbage into space, our garbage on earth, our garbage into fire, our garbage in space, our garbage into the air that we breathe. This is the oath. This is the oath. If you do not revere these 5 elements as the divine themselves, you are not a spiritual seeker. You are a selfish creature. Not you means not you. Every one of us. We are all selfish creatures, not spiritual seekers. No spiritual seeker will pollute earth, water, fire, wind, and space. If you do so, you are a creature. Napsamutra purisham kuryat. What a beautiful. Nanishtivet. Do not even spit. Nanishtivet. Na vivasanasnayat. Na vivasanasnayat means not bathing naked, not in the context of literally. Do not expose your spiritual endeavor as a pomp and a show. You understand that? That is the spiritual underpinning of that mantra. Na vivasana snayat. I know all these mantras. I know all this knowledge. And therefore, I want to show off how great I am in chanting these mantras. You are doing a naked bath. You have to keep your spiritual wealth as a treasure so that it is not exposed, so that it is not subject to criticism or comments. Do not project yourself as the knower of spirituality, humility, modesty, not calling yourself a guru, not calling others, not going from one. This is very important. Not having an identity. Na vivasana snayat. The moment you know something, you want to show off to everybody how much you know. You gather some people, then you publish. I am teaching this, all of you, please register. All of you do this, all of you do that. Then you are looked at as some teacher. They'll call you Guru Garu. And they'll call your wife Guru Mata. All that nonsense. Throw that stupidity out of them. Na vivasana snayat. Nothing belongs to you. Everything is the divine grace that has already showered upon humanity since eternity. And there are people that are doing this service with so much humility even now. With so much humility, not even accepting thanks. Not even accepting thank you. I thank this beautiful, young, brilliant gentleman. He will not even accept. No, Uncle Shekhar. No. It is only Bhagavan that is doing it. That modesty, that's called lajja. That modesty. Lajja does not mean shyness. Lajja really means modesty and humility, not to expose your spiritual treasure. And if you do so, what happens? It's like a fire, and you throw this fire, and that fire will come back and burn you like a boomerang. Etasya ranatidahaya guhyo va yeshognihi esha agnihi guhyaha. This fire of spiritual awareness is guhya, is hidden. And such hidden Agni, I'm telling you, that is why, a lot of people asked me, please teach Lalita Sahasranam, please teach. I said, no, I am not ready. It is the mother who has to give that, hey, Siddha Kunjika Stotram, all those things. They are such incredibly powerful fires that you should first have the capacity to hold that fire within yourself with modesty, humility, honesty, sincerity, no identity. How many teas I said? No coffees, only teas. You're all looking so serious. That's why I had to throw some once in a while some googly there to see if you're paying attention. So that mantra is so powerful. Just as a social responsibility, it is so powerful. Napsamutra Purishan Kurya, Nanishtivet, Navivasana Snayat, Guhyova Yeshognihi, Etasyagnera Natidahaya. Let's go to the next one because I get hung up. Na Pushkara Parnani.
Na Pushkara Parnani. Na Pushkara Parnani.
Hiranyam Vadhitishtet.
Hiranyam Vadhitishtet. Hiranyam Vadhitishtet.
Hiranyam Vadhitishtet. Hiranyam Vadhitishtet.
Hiranyam Vadhitishtet. Hiranyam Yeah, sir.
एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय
एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय
ॐ न न पुष्करपर्णानि हिरण्यावाधितिष्ठेत्
ॐ न पुष्करपर्णानि हिरण्यं वाधितिष्ठेत्
Little bit flat, huh? Check your scale.
ॐ
Om.
न पुष्करपर्णानि हिरण्यं वाधितिष्ठेत्
Very good. One more thing.
ॐ न पुष्करपर्णानि हिरण्यं वाधितिष्ठेत्
एतस्याग्नेरनतिदाहाय.
Oh, न एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय.
Oh, sorry. The previous one was Anatidahai. Etasyagnera
ॐ एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय sorry. ॐ एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय ॐ एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय
न पुष्करपर्णानि हिरण्यं वाधितिष्ठेत् एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय.
ॐ न पुष्करपर्णानि हिरण्यं वाधितिष्ठेत् एतस्याग्नेरनभ्यारोहाय.
Okay, the next mantra is basically saying Pushkara Parnani, lotus leaves, Hiranyam, gold, you va, indeed, na, adhitishte. You should never step on them. You should not step on the lotus leaves and the gold. That is the literal meaning, what it is saying. Etasya, because Agne, in these, for the sake of not mounting or trampling upon Agni. If you step on gold and if you step on lotus leaves, then Anabhyarohaya, you are Anabhyarohaya. Etasya agnehe anabhyarohaya, for the sake of not mounting or stepping upon fire, because fire is present in them. Don't get burned by stepping upon these lotus leaves and gold. Because for you are like, what are we thinking? Lotus leaves? I mean, where do I find lotus leaves? I will never step on lotus leaves. What are they talking about? No, that's not actually. It's symbolic of basically saying this Pushkara Parna, this lotus leaves, where were they put? They were put on water, and on that there was the fire. No, in the previous ritual. And then they also put a gold disc, Hiranya Rukma, that was called before, Hiranya Rukma. And because they're literally the foundation and embodiment, upon them is this fire they are carrying, they're the source of this fire. Do not step upon them, is the literal oath. Avoiding this is an act of strict oath. Etasya, whenever you are hearing this etasya, that means these oaths. Etasya, it refers to the vrata. Everything in this as we go through. So therefore, what I notice nowadays, this is the height of ignorance and stupidity. These rich people, they're wearing golden anklets and golden toe rings. I look at them and I say, oh my God, do these people even know what they're doing? They're walking with Mother Lakshmi as toe rings on their feet because they want to show off how rich they are. Height of ignorance and stupidity. I hope nobody on this forum is doing that to show off their wealth. And if you do so, please donate that gold to the temple or someplace. Get ordinary silver toe rings, silver anklets, and wear them. Otherwise, you are the most stupidest, ignorant, idiotic person in this world. I have no more words than that. Why? Because it is saying, na pushkara parnani hiranyam vadhitishtet etasyagne ranabhyarohaya. You are stepping on fire. You will be burnt by that fire. So therefore, these are the oaths, not of selfish people, of spiritual seekers, not of selfish creatures, but spiritual seekers. If you wish to be a spiritual seeker, then you have to take these oaths. That is what the mantra is saying, not what I am saying. What the mantra is saying, that these are the oaths. Tasyaitad vratam. Okay. Now you are not wearing this golden whatever. But what does this mean spiritually? The lotus leaf represent detachment and untouched by anything that is worldly of nature. The gold represents the imperishable Atma itself. Tat suvarnagum hiranyam abhavat. Tat suvarnasya hiranyasya janma. What that mantra is saying? Suvarna atmana bhavati. That Suvarnam represents the Atma itself, and therefore the mother is referred to as Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarna Rajatasrajam. You understand? The reference is not to some Lakshmi Devi. The reference is to the Supreme Atman in those mantras. Everything refers to that only in Veda mantras. So the injunction here is that the one who is bearing such qualities and is able to recognize the supreme consciousness in everything, the Shruti, the Vedas are warning us, do not trample upon these sacred foundations of the creation itself. Approach it with deep humility. Do not allow your selfishness to creep and take over. Next one. न कूर्मस्यास्नियात् न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात्
न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात् न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात्
नोदकस्य घातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति. That is a long word. नोदकस्य
नोदकस्याघातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति नोदकस्याघातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति.
So basically, as you can see in the Padapatha there, the complex word has na udakasya aghatukani enaha modakani bhavanti. That is the words underneath that. Na udakasya aghatukani enaha modakani bhavanti. Aghatuka apaha.
अघातुका आपः अघातुका आपः
य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते
य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते
य उचैनमेवं वेद
य उचैनमेवं वेद य उचैनमेवं वेद.
ॐ न कूर्मस्यास्नीयात्
ॐ न कूर्मस्यश्नीयात्
न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात्
ॐ न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात् न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात्
नोदकस्याघातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति.
ॐ नोदकस्याघातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति.
Very good.
ॐ नोदकस्याघातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति.
अघातुका आपः
ॐ अघातुका आपः अघातुका आपः
य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते
य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते
य उचैनमेवं वेद
य ॐ य उचैनमेवं वेद य उचैनमेवं वेद
न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात् नोदकस्याघातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति. अघातुका आपः य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते य उचैनमेवं वेद.
ॐ न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात् नोदकस्याघातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति. अघातुका आपः य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते य उचैनमेवं वेद ॐ न कूर्मस्याश्नीयात् नोदकस्याघातुकान्येन मोदकानि भवन्ति आघातुका आपः य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते य उचैनमेवं वेद
न कूर्मस्य स्नीयात्. कूर्मस्य अस्नीयात्. न अस्नीयात्. One of the other O's of this spiritual seeker is not to eat a tortoise. No, all the seafood lovers are going to get hit now in this. Everybody, they're all thinking that, oh, seafood is not meat. No, seafood is not meat. Literally, I can talk about this for 6 hours. What is the level of pollution that is caused to ocean waters? I will go through the mantra first. Na kurmasya sniyat. One of the oath is do not eat a tortoise. Na, not only a tortoise. Na udakasya aghatukani enam udakani bhavanti. Essentially, what it is saying is not only a tortoise, no aquatic creature is injurious. They are non-injurious. And these water-dwelling creatures will never turn injurious in the context of to be eaten, to be killed and eaten. Aghatukaha apaha. Then for that person who is practicing this word, aghatuka apaha, the waters will be non-injurious. Whoever is building this fire or worshipping this fire, yaha ucha, and whoever enam this will have to contemplate upon it. So what is basically saying is one must not eat the meat of a tortoise, nor of any other aquatic creature. The water-dwelling creatures will then turn harmless to that person, and the waters themselves become completely harmless to him. For the one who builds this fire and who knows deeply about the significance of this oath. That is the literal meaning of it. So the live tortoise, you remember, is imagined to be placed also. And the tortoise is now representing the context of the Prajapati himself, Kurma. This Kurma is later on, the Kurma will also come later on in Aruna Prashna with Rajadhirajaya mantra. Rajadhirajaya prasahya sahine namo vai is. That's Ravanaya Kurmahe. That Kurma is also coming later. Kurma represents the Virat Purusha and the vitality of the whole universe. Therefore, eating aquatic life is strictly forbidden. And therefore, there has to be non-violence to the waters themselves, to its inhabitants and the sacrificer. will be therefore protected from any calamities related to water, as relates to getting drowned in water or taken away by aquatic predators. That is the inner, that is the social oath, responsibility given to the spiritual seeker. And the selfish creature will 100% disoblige everything that is said. How selfish the creatures? Do you know 95% of the salmon that is eaten just in United States comes from Chile and Alaska? 95%. If you go take a look at those, what's called the ocean pens, in which these salmon are cultivated, I promise you, you will not touch a salmon in your lifetime again. You will not. Because they dump so many antivirals, because this in this aquatic pens, the infection rate is so high that they all get affected. I don't know whether you care to know about this or not. Maybe the reason why I'm sharing it is, by chance, if there is any spiritual seeker that is saying, eating fish is very good for health, therefore eat it, then they are as stupid as people saying that the only way of getting protein is meat. There is absolutely zero nutritional evidence that you have to eat meat to get your protein. Zero, zip. It's all a myth propagated by industries so that their businesses will grow beyond greed. You can get 100% of protein. Just a simple thing like broccoli has 4% protein in it. And you take lentils like chickpea and other things, there is 12-14% protein in it. And that protein is actually completely balanced protein, and it is also does not cause any allergies. And I'm telling you the truth, whether people like it or not. And I'm not talking from WhatsApp University. My whole career is food and nutrition. 30 years of research in it. So therefore, we should respect these aquatic creatures. You do not need to eat them for your healthy body. There is plenty that God has given as plants and plant products for us to survive with complete health and nutrition. So therefore, that is the social aspect of it. The spiritual aspect of it is the do not harm those creatures that are in God's love. Do not harm them. Be careful. When you protect the love protects you. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. So that is the end of Anuvakam 26. Next week, we will start the Anuvakam 27 with mantra 114. That is the essence of today's class. Okay, let's now chant Adaksharapada Bhrashtam Chandrasekhar.
Om Shri Sai Ishwaraya Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Yadaksharapadabhrashtam matrahinam tu yadbhavet tatsarvam kshamyatam deva narayana namostute visarga bindu matrani padapadaksharaणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ओम् तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु.
Okay. Before we close today with Bhagavan's immense grace, yesterday we launched this website, the web app called vedastudy.web.app. And for those of you who have been now asking, few people have asked whenever there is a new version of this, what we call it, I don't know if you are seeing my screen or not, maybe not. Okay, let's stop this scale and I'll show you. One simple question came, how do I keep track of the new versions that are being uploaded for Devi Mahatyam or other things? And just like a Hanuman, remember the story of Hanuman? Hanuman was asked to bring a herb from Himalayas to save Lakshmana's life. So this Hanuman went to Himalayas and then he looked at this, this mountain is full of herbs. Which of this is Sanjeevani? And then he said, if I start now doing Google search and then asking Chat GPT and all of that stuff, I'll be wasting my time. And in the meantime, Lakshmana's life is in danger. So let me not try to figure out what this herb is. Instead, I'll take the whole mountain, drop it in Lanka, and let the expert medical doctor Nala figure out what is Sanjeevani and cure Lakshmana's, right? See how incredible Hanuman's capability of judgment is. What we will do, if you are given a task of Bhagavan, before you even address the task, you will ask 1,000 questions. So I went to Hanuman and I said, these people want to know which is the latest version of Devi Mahatyam uploaded. Can you help? Then this Hanuman says, I don't have time to figure out this simple task. I will drop this whole mountain called the Veda Study app in front of you. It will tell you everything that you need. Then I thought this Hanuman will take 1 week to finish the task, at least 1 week. And this Hanuman doesn't waste any time. What he did was in 4 hours, he figured out. I had my conversation with him at 11 o'clock in the morning. And by morning 2 o'clock his time, that means it was around 11 o'clock. Sairam. Yes, he got getting.
Sorry.
Yeah. That is what is called love for God. Love for devotees of God, not even love for God. What we say, I love you, Swami, is humbug. It's really humbug. If you love Swami, you have to love his devotees. If you love Swami, it has to translate to love for his devotees. If you serve Swami, it has to translate to serving his devotees. Nothing more than. So if you love God, you must love all. If you serve the God, you must serve all. Not like saying, okay, if I have time, I'll figure it out. Can you please come back to me after a week? Right now, I'm having graduation party for my. I'm having dance arangetram, or there is a wedding in the family. Nothing like that. And that's how this app came into existence. And it's I shared this in the Veda study group as well, but I just want to bring it up here so that if somebody needs help, there are people that need help. Some people say, oh, no, I'm not a computer person. This is too complex. What is that you're talking about? So that's why I'm showing this Veda Study, ssb.web.app. That is the link, vedastudy.ssb.web.app. Okay. And it's very simple. Enter the archive. Let's see what it does. Okay, so if you have to get into this, it's very simple. Okay, I am just entering that email address, whatever your email address. And then if you enter the correct email address, some people have a problem. They enter whatever johnsmith@hotmail.com, but when they're asking for code, they put johnsmith@hitmail.com. Then obviously they won't get a code, and then they'll keep writing to I entered my email, I did not get the code. I said, no, I'm sorry, you entered, but that damn thing is wrong. you should enter, I'm sorry, you should enter hotmail.com, not hitmail.com. Okay, then a code has come. Okay, some code has come. Indeed, it has come immediately. 866855. That's it. If you use the same computer in the browser or same cell phone, then you don't even have to do anything. It will remember it. Next time when I log in, it will remember it. Okay. And please enter the details. I'm not going to tell. I'm from Timbuktu. I'm from United States. Okay. All right. And then English is my language. And here, you can also put Espanol. You can select Spanish as your language, and the whole thing will come in Spanish. Or you can put Russian and it will come in Russian, or Telugu, or Tamil, whatever your favorite language. For the sake of testing this with Belinda, I will put Spanish. See what happens. Okay, now if I put Spanish there, welcome back. So I open a phone. It's still showing in English only. Oh, he has not implemented this yet. Okay, but very simply put, so Devi Mahatmyam. Oh, it will actually show you on your home screen. Let's go back. It shows what is the latest file that was added to this. So latest file is transcript for the DM classes 20 to 25 is loaded latest. Let's see IAST guide. If you click on that, it will show you that was the file that was loaded. Yes, I hope so. Okay, there you go. That is the IAST guide of how to pronounce Sanskritam letters in English. A for up, A for fa, like that. Okay, anyway, you get the point. Not only that, you can now actually save those files to your own library. You can, when you save the file, you can save it to the library. Everything is here. Amazing. And for example, if I may open this Devi Mahatyam file, and let's say the latest Devi Mahatyam file in English, now I can actually visualize the same in Telugu. And if I hit Telugu, whatever they have produced, the transcript, it will show up. And there it is. Telugu is showing up. And then what I'll have to click on that, it will show me full screen. And then you can go to click on Kilaka Stotra. It will take you to Kilaka Stotra. Everything is here, brothers and sisters. Amazing. You don't have to even, this is like the whole mountain dropped on your lap. You can now go look for what Sanjeevani works for you, thanks to Hanuman. And you can also click download here, and it will download. Or you can add to your library. If I add to my library that file, and when I go back to my library, that file is there, and I can use it whenever I want. Okay. I just want to take some time to show you this today. And if you have any questions, please email to info@vedastudy.net. So we can, this is the latest class transcript that was uploaded to Devi Mahatyam about Nyasas, I believe. Yeah, see Prastavana and Nyasa, all the Nyasas are description of all the Nyasas. Tomorrow and day after there is classes on Nyasa. It will be useful for you to, everything is described here, starting from Apavitra Pavitrova mantra, starting from step 1 all the way to 19 steps are described. Sai Ram, this is the grace of Bhagavan. This is the prasadam of Bhagavan. And this prasadam is amazing. Thank you, Swami. Yes, Baji, what's your question?
Anna, Sairam, in the library, the ones that we saved in the library, are they visible in the offline mode also, Anna?
Yes, you can actually have Sairam, the same link. If you go to your Android or iPhone, you can save it to your home screen. When you say offline, if you're not connected to the internet. Yeah. No, it's not enabled without internet. You have to have either cellular data or Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Otherwise, it won't open. Yeah. Why are you going to a place where you don't have cellular data?
No, usually
No, seriously,
I prefer
because in today's world, nobody exists on a planet without, even if you go to Kailas, in Darchen, you get cellular data. Can you believe that? Huh? Oh, if you want to save using data, okay. If you want to save using data, that's the probably. Nowadays, every plan has 2 to 3 gigabyte per day data, this thing. So these are very small files. They won't consume that much data. Is that the reason why you're asking?
No, usually I prefer Google offline mode in case if I want to chant while traveling or in the flight mode or something like that.
Aeroplane mode. Yeah, you can put on aeroplane mode and enable Wi-Fi. That way nobody will call you.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't think it is available in offline mode, but that would be very hard for him to, I mean, I don't know. I should never say that because there's nothing hard for him. For Hanuman, there is nothing hard. You ask him anything and it gets done in 3-4 hours. That's love for Swami. I'm so inspired. I'm personally so inspired to see young people like this. Young people that can dedicate their time for Swami like this. God bless. Sairam. Okay. Are there any other questions about the app or class?
Sairam.
Yeah.
So when you were explaining the Hiranyam, you said do not step into the gold. And you said
on the gold.
Step on the gold.
Yeah.
So which you said that Hiranyam means gold means it's the Atma. So what does it mean by step on to the Atma mean?
Very good question. Isn't everything, are you stepping on earth? Isn't stepping on earth also not stepping on Atma? Is that the implied question you're asking?
Yeah, if the whole world is
Atma, then what is it not stepping on Atma? Yeah. What it says is that the material, when you see the Atma in it, you revere it and you respect it. Therefore, even when you step on the earth, first you seek permission before stepping on it and say, because of my ignorance, I am stepping upon you, but you are my mother. Please forgive me for stepping on you. Huh? In that, you inherently respect, revere everything as the divine. But it doesn't mean, I mean, if you don't put if the plant is Atma, you're eating it for the sake of your nutrition. It is Atma that is eating Atma, so it's okay. Now, you understand that? Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. When everything is Brahman, then that nothing outside of it. If you have that level of consciousness that you are not separate from everything, there is no stepping upon something that is you are stepping upon yourself, which is okay. Now you see, you are I.
Yeah,
uh,
that clearly that question came from duality, actually. Yes.
okay. No. That question, it's okay to have that question because the description here is for the seeker, for the spiritual seeker, for the one who is doing the yajna. Then you have to take certain oaths and social responsibility and follow dharma. And in the context of that, that is saying that, hey, respect this, do not look at it as a material object. And most importantly, don't wear gold on your toe rings. Uh, just to show off how rich you are. Yes, any other? That's a very good, astute, very good question. Who am I stepping on if I am the Atma? Yeah, sure. Then you will not be even eating or drinking or sleeping or doing any of that stuff. Yes.
Sairam sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
This is in the context of Arunaketuke Yajna, this Napsu Mutram Purisham Kuryat, Nanistivet, Vivasanasnayat. All these things are applicable, but in the general sense, it is being happening otherwise always, because people are doing against this particular thing.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah, but is it? But it is very difficult to stay away from those activities also, no? In that particular thing in the day-to-day life.
No,
also.
what for us?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you go into a river and pollute and spit on it, then you are a creature. You are not a seeker.
Yeah, but not me. I'm talking because even the.
Arey, sir, others what you can, at least others first have self-awareness, sir. Swachh Bharat starts with each and every single person keeping themselves clean and their surroundings clean. That's how it starts with. This is not about, hey, I want to go slap the fellow that is spitting in the river. They will revolt against you. That's not what we are asking. That's not what the mantra is. The mantra is saying this is for the one who is taking this vrata. You are taking the oaths. These oaths are for yourself, not to transform others.
Yeah, but because what exactly my thing was, water is used as a cleaning agent also in many of the activities. So there will it be treated as a pollution? That's what the things. It's a generally. I hope I have conveyed my question correctly, if I am not mistaken.
Yes, sir. I understand what you're asking. Yes, water is being abused in several ways, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used and abused both. Used and abused both.
Use is fine, but abuse is what we are talking.
Yeah.
Using water to bathe, of course, the water will become unclean because of your own dirt. But abuse is, instead of cleaning yourself, if you pollute it, then you are abusing it. Use is fine, abuse should be avoided. And it starts with us. It starts with each and every one of us. Yeah. Okay. And the spirituality usually is for others, not for us. We want to teach spirituality to others. That is the most important disease, right? I want to show off how spiritual, holier than thou is the most important disease. Yeah. Yes. Okay, Saira. Any other questions? If not,
Sai Ramana, I have one question.
Yeah.
So disrespecting waters and in the context of disrespecting waters, and in the next context we talked about disrespecting Pushkara Parne and Hiranyam. So in that
Cellulose, tell in English words only. Pushkaraparnam,
Ranati,
Hiranya, lotus leaves and gold. Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
So in the first context, they talked about etas yagne ranati dahaya. In the second context, they were telling like it is.
Anabhyarohaya.
What is the difference between that and like in both the cases, we have fire inside. It is dangerous. If we abuse, it comes back to us and
Yeah.
it will burn away.
So, yeah, the difference is in one case, the fire is hidden. Esho adi guhya agni. In water, it is guhya agni, hidden agni. You may not realize that it is burning you, but it burns you if you abuse it.
Mhm.
Whereas in the case of stepping on a fire, what will happen?
Directly.
It will
Okay.
definitely hurt you.
Okay.
That's the difference between.
Okay.
In the water, there is fire. Huh? Yeah. People may not realize it. In water, there is fire, and that's called Badabagni. The Agni that is hidden in water is called Badabagni. It won't manifest itself if there is a severe earthquake or something in the ocean waters. You will see huge fire coming out of it. And that can instantly evaporate millions of gallons of ocean water in an instant. And it will also cause the tsunami. Yeah, that is called Badabagni. So you may be thinking, I'm abusing this water. How will it hurt me? Yes, it will hurt you because it burns you indirectly if you abuse it. Human being does not realize this. I mean, it is this that we have come to this state of disaster in climate change and environment because we have been ignorant and unconscious. And that unconsciousness is what is causing this issue. Yes.
And now one other question.
No, but please, also just for clarity, because I said what a beautiful vision of Modi and all of that, don't make me a BJP guy or a RSS guy and attach some title to me. Yeah, you have to appreciate where credit is due. People have this tendency. I go to some function in Dallas and conduct that function. Suddenly they're saying, oh, Anna is a GC fan and he's this fan, that fan, and they're trying to put labels on. I said, hey, what guys you're talking? What nonsense you're talking? I go where God is and love is. I appreciate where there is devotion and love. And that doesn't, you don't put all kinds of labels on people. Suddenly tomorrow I may get an email, oh, you are a anti-Congress guy. You praised Modi on your class. Not like that. Yes, Sairam. Yes, what's the other question? That's not the question you're going to ask, I am sure, or was it?
No.
Okay.
So so out of the three things that we discussed today, second one, for lotus leaf, Hiranyagarbham and Kurmam, you explained the
Hiranyagarbham
inner
ledu,
significance.
Hiranyaparnam.
Hiranyam.
Don't worry about Sanskritam, ma.
కనపడింది అది.
Don't worry about the Sanskritam language. Worry about the essence of it.
Yeah.
Then you will actually connect to the mantra. Don't think in Sanskritam, which is not your subconscious.
Yeah, sure, Anna.
And that's what I keep telling every tutor. When you become aware of the mantra in your own subconscious, then when you teach that mantra, you convey that awareness as well. So this body has done, I just tell people, don't throw the word Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Atma, all these big Sanskrit words and, Vedantic terminology at people because you don't know what they are. So, sorry, I'm not complaining against you. So make it a habit. Can I talk in common language in words that I can understand and other person will understand? That is the metric you have to use, okay? I know because you are a sincere sadhaka, I am telling you, sadhaka means seeker, not a creature. So if it's a creature, I won't spend this much time. Because you are a seeker, I'm spending that much time. Okay, go ahead. Next, what's the question?
So you said like you will not give the inner significance of The first one, right, Anna? You talked in social responsibility, but apaha means love, right? Abusing the love. What
Well,
does
now you are going to attempt to give the because I said I won't give it, and I will give it. You tell me whether it is right or not. Is that
No, no, no.
No, because what happens is when we go to spiritual sense, without first having common sense, the first part is common sense, then the spiritual sense. If you jump to spiritual sense without getting grounded in common sense, then the spiritual sense 100% becomes very simply a concept. And it will remain as a concept. But when you practice common sense, spiritual sense automatically dawns upon you. Are we connected? Yeah. So why the spiritual sense should not be conveyed to begin with? Because it will take the mind to a la-la land, and it will make it forget what is in front. So you should, spiritual people therefore live in some la-la land. Neither what they say, what they do, what they think, even they don't understand. Therefore, they just remain as concepts. Everybody talks, I am just a humble seeker. All those are words. They don't mean anything unless they are really so common sense. So just those mantras that are saying very beautifully, giving the essence of why not to pollute water, and why not to eat the creatures, why not to abuse the material. Here they are talking about lotus leaves, but as a matter of fact, when you place flowers on an altar at God, and those flowers have fallen on the ground, etc., and I see that at the temples, people are walking all over them. They just step on the flowers, they step on the leaves, they step on the akshatas. And those were used to worship God. That means they were sanctified material. And do we revere them like that? Or we just start? I mean, I appreciate in Sai Seva Sadan how incredible some of my sisters are. As soon as the puja done, they'll make sure that everything is cleaned up. There are no flower petals. There is nothing remaining there. What an incredible seva. A lot of people that chant, take their books and get out of there as quickly as possible. But there are people that spend that extra half an hour, 45 minutes, cleaning up the whole place, bringing it back to pristine. That is spiritual practice, because they know people should not step on these flowers. People should not step on these akshatas. People should not abuse this material. They not only come an hour in advance to set up, but they stay back an hour after to clean up, because they have the awareness. Not because other people are, it's not about anything with others. That's what I was telling Sharmagaru. Don't say, hey, don't walk on the petals. Not like that. If you see the petals, you go clean it up so that the other person will watch and they'll say, oh, why did that person do that? Maybe I should take care of this next time. When you walk into the temple, don't place your chappals wherever you want. Put them on the shoe stand. When I walk into the Sai Center, every time, if I see shoes on the floor, I pick it up and place it in the shoe stand. Because I hope the person that comes back to wear the shoes will notice that they're not on the floor and on the stand. And hopefully, after seeing it for 4 times, that person will have the awareness, hey, next time somebody put my shoes on a stand, this time I should do it myself. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Are we connecting to that? So the reason why I said I don't want to explain those mantras is not because I want to hide something from the forum. It is because practice common sense. Practice not polluting water. Practice not polluting air, space. As I said, after this, go clean up your Google Drive. And if you have 5 email accounts and therefore you are grabbing 60 gigabytes of space from 5 Gmail accounts, close those Gmail accounts, clean up your desk, do not pollute space. You will save money, you will save all the effort that is going to build these data centers, which are going for miles and miles. And that is complete abuse of space. This is common sense, right? What is it? Space is God, therefore. And then you abuse space, you abuse water, you abuse air, you pollute air. How do you pollute air? By speaking nonsense. By speaking nonsense, you pollute air. Because you're creating vibrations that are polluting the. You chant a mantra, you're sending a positive energy into the air. You talk abuse of others, you're polluting air. It is common sense. Common sense. And then yet you say, Apova Agne Rajatanam Ayatanavan Bhav, but then you pollute Agni. Apo Vai Vayo Rajat, then you pollute Vayu. You pollute water. So Jai Sai Ram. I think you had enough of. Okay. Swastif Prajabhyah Paripalayanta.
Om Swastif Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Satya